Beyond the Brand podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Brand podcast. I'm your host, Angelo, and today we have somebody that is doing something completely different in the Arizona food scene. We've seen so many tacos, we've seen so many hamburgers, wings, and I love all of that, but we have somebody that's doing something different. I've never seen anybody doing crepes before, so I had to come to the south side, see what it's all about. Introducing Lindell, the owner of Olla Olla crepes.
Yes.
Give you a little yeah. Thank you so much for having us in your space. We're ducked off on the little side right here. I was telling you when I first came, it's so much bigger than I thought how it looks online, you know?
Yes.
So it's super like roomy, super welcoming in here. But you had told me that originally it wasn't welcoming to people that weren't necessarily white in this area. Yes. So I wanted you to maybe talk about that a little bit.
Yes, of course. Thank you for having me, by the way.
Oh, of course, yeah.
We appreciate that you even thought about us. My husband and I want to gift you this plant.
What? Oh, that's sick.
So this is for good luck and everything you told me. I was like, you know what? This my husband thought this was perfect for you.
Dude, thank you so much. I love plants.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever got a gift on here before.
Oh, well, you deserve it.
Thank you so much. That's cool.
I know there's two people.
Yeah, I know.
I got you.
We'll split it. We'll split it. We'll put it right here.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
Damn, that was
course.
sick. And you got me a horchata too, so I'm gonna try that.
Yes.
But yeah, so talk to me about
Yes.
that. First of all, we're on, what are we on, 19th Ave?
Yes, we're on 18th Ave and Van Buren.
Okay.
So originally I was on 17th Ave and Van Buren. That's when I was first introduced to this beautiful neighborhood.
Got you.
I was very unfamiliar with it. I grew up on like 61st Avenue and Camelback, 21st Ave and Camelback. That's where I hung out the most, in my opinion. And I was just like trying to get a feel for everything. And it didn't work out where I was in my shared space originally, so I had to look for somewhere else. And luckily, not even too far, like literally 1 minute or 2 minute drive. It's when the front became open. And I met the landlord here, and that's when he cared to share with me about the deed because he saw how passionate I was about community and always like, you know, being aware of what's going on in our city. And he told me, did you know that this building is actually only supposed to be white owned? And I was like, elaborate, please.
Yeah.
He said that everything on Van Buren from where our building is going this way, I don't know, is this north? Yeah.
Where are we at? Yeah, that's north and this is south.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything
I'm
going
like
north
that too. I'm like,
is supposed to be for people, only white people can own these properties.
Wow.
It's on the deed itself. He said the building had a plaque in it and everything. And the owner, rest in peace, Randy, he wasn't racist.
yeah, luckily.
Yeah, and so he met my landlord, and he was like, hey, yo, like, what's going on? It used to be a laundromat in the front, then a smoke shop right next to it.
Gotcha.
He's all like, dude, no one does their laundry. Like, everyone's just doing drugs, and they're like, give it to me. Exactly. He said, like, I'm trying to revitalize the neighborhood. They did a handshake deal, sealed, and next thing you know, like, he's been revitalizing the neighborhood.
Because he's Mexican, right?
Yes. Okay. He put an hibachi, a nutrition shop, chilaquil, basically things that the neighborhood needed. He said that he got really sad seeing the children come out of school and walking, and all they could see is just people like, you know, shooting up and doing paraphernalia and other things like prostitution here. And so he said, like, no, that's not okay. And it has been working so far.
Yeah.
It's been growing.
Yeah,
This
that's
plaza and
definitely
everything.
a hard task,
Yes.
you know, because even driving here right now towards the gas station, just like any spot, but in the gas station is where a lot of that goes on, and you could see it happening. So it's hard to like completely change people's mind about a street that they already know how it is, you know? So that's hard. But it's dope that you're a part of it because you're doing so much in the community. So if they're too scared to go to certain spots, at least they know they could come around here and be okay in here, you know, because you didn't have any of that in that I seen right here, you know. You guys you're having your business, it's tucked off in the corner, you know, so you guys could come in here. And you said it was crazy busy today too.
Yes.
So
Thank
that's
goodness.
dope.
Shout out to the people. Thank you.
So let's go back a little bit because one thing I wanted to start it with is like you told me something and I don't know why it just stuck in my mind. You said that you knew that you wanted to have a business since you were 10 years old. So I wanted to ask you, like, if you could think back, how would that 10-year-old feel about this? like everything that you're doing right now? Like, how would she feel?
I definitely am living beyond my dreams now, and I'm super thankful. And now that I am beyond where I thought I would be, it's just creating from here on out. I think I would be very thankful. I would be very proud.
Yeah.
Because when I was 10 years old, it was just not a good time. I was in 5th grade. My grandmother who raised me, she had just found out she had cancer. And so I just became an adult really fast from that age. Like, nothing else mattered. I didn't care about boys or drama in school. I was just like, no, like, I need to take care of her now. Like, she took care of me from birth to 10. Like, now I have to help her. And that's when I knew, like, nah, like, I really need to figure it out. I had a project in 5th grade. I can't remember what it was. All I know is I had to research, and it had to do about what I wanted to do when I was older. And so that's when I discovered that, I'm going to own a business. I don't know if I told you, but that's when I looked up Homeboy Industries in L.A. Yeah, they help reduce recidivism in L.A. That's basically people coming out of jail, help them stay in the community and not
So
go
let
back.
them go back, yeah.
And so, like, yo, like, AZ needs that, like, ASAP. And that's when I was like, oh, I should start a business, because that's what it is. It's a business.
Yeah, and that was it Second Freedom?
Yes.
Is that what it's called? Yeah.
And so then Second Freedom was born.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. How did you look that up? You were just searching?
Yeah.
That's so random.
I enjoy research.
Okay.
I've always had.
Yeah. Damn, as a little kid?
Yeah, I don't know.
You're different.
I don't know, dude. Everyone tells me that.
You even you graduated early too,
yes,
right? Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's kind of crazy. And another thing I wanted to ask too, as we get into that, school side of things, do you think that going to college is a waste of time?
No, I encourage everybody to go at least 1 year.
Okay.
1 year, because you will learn so much. Your network will grow. I've had one person from ASU like at least every other week.
Yeah, because you went to ASU, but you didn't graduate.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
But you would still encourage going.
Yes.
Okay.
100%. Any field, doesn't matter if it's not the major you really thought you wanted. The professors, like, it's so much different than high school, in my opinion. Even if it's one class, but please do 1 year. It's going to make a huge difference. It's going to change your mentality. The conversations that are held in the room are so much more mature, elaborate. And if you actually invest in it, you get what you put out. And I definitely got a lot. Like, a lot of what I put in, I got back.
And is that, so was the Second Freedom first?
Yes.
Before? Okay.
Yes.
So Second Freedom was while you were at ASU?
Yes.
Okay, got you. And then at ASU is where we started with the crepes, because obviously people are wondering, like, where the heck does crepes come from? Because you didn't grow up eating crepes, right? Because I know
French.
I didn't. Yeah. Because that's a French pancake, right?
Yes, it's a French dessert.
Yeah. So it's like, where did that come in? That was ASU, right?
Yeah.
So talk about that. How did this even start?
Yes, I was heavily involved in ASU. I've always enjoyed it. And one of the organizations I was in at the time, we needed to fundraise. And there was like 16 of us. And this one girl said, we should sell crepes. And I was like, what's that? And then I was like, yeah, sign me up. I show up, I'm the only one. And I was like, whatever. I told her, don't trip, we got it. And she taught me, and like, I was like, yo, this is pretty cool. And then I tasted it, I'm like, okay. I'm like, so how does this work? I started asking her all these questions, like, is it sweet? Is it savory? And she told me it could be both. And her family's from Slovakia, so she was teaching me that recipe, which is a little thicker than a French crepe.
Gotcha.
From there, we sold out in one day. I posted on my Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and everybody hit us up. We hand delivered them. They were literally like 6 inches big. Shout out to whoever bought one, because the skillet was so tiny, dude. Like, imagine a skillet I see. So the crepe's gonna come out even tinier than that. And then I use these like very like those taco plates that they use sometimes that are so tiny. Yeah. And then I put a little foil on them. Maybe I could find a photo, but I don't know if you want to see that.
That's crazy.
And everybody loved it. I don't know if they really loved it or if they loved me, but I love them for loving it.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, that's kind of crazy. So she just grew up making that? Or?
Yeah.
Okay, it was just something from her family. And then as we talked about, you always had a business mind, that hustler attitude. So you were like, let's make this into a full business then?
Yeah. So the second day I was like, yo, like, let's look at the numbers, look at this, look how fast it happened. And I was like, we should do this forever. And I'm
forever?
Like, yeah, I was like, you want to do a business? Shout out to Amanda. That's who I'm speaking about. And she said no. She's like, respectfully declined. She's like, nah, girl, I'm good. And I was like, well, can I keep the recipe?
Fire.
And yeah, she said yeah. And I grew with that recipe, I was able to like change it and make my own. But I really, really enjoy the thickness of the crepe that she was teaching me to make. French crepes are a lot thinner than what we serve here.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Do you always do that? I seen that intro that you did where you say exactly what you do. Like you say with the Mexican twist. Do you have that like locked down?
Yeah.
Bro, tell them, because it was fire. I was like, yo, that was crazy.
Oh, yes. So what I tell people is like, hi, you guys. We're Olla Olla Crepes. We are home of the 14-inch big sweet and savory crepes with a Mexican twist.
Yeah.
Pull up. We got you.
Yeah, I was like, damn, that's fire, bro. I was like, how many times did you practice
A lot.
Because it looked good. I was like, wow, that was
you.
crazy. So, so you're like, let me just make this into an actual business. Were you, like trying to do that while you were still at ASU, or did you leave ASU pretty quick to do that?
No, dude. Oh, my God. So to graduate ASU, you need 120 credits.
Okay.
I have 230. Yeah. My issue is I kept enjoying every career. I changed my major like 7 times.
Oh.
And I invested so many credits in each major. And then the advisor was like, yeah, you need to do 30 more credits in any of those majors and you're set. And I was like, nah. So then I dropped out because I already knew what I wanted to do. I was getting very discouraged. All my professors would just laugh at me because I wanted to have a business. And then when I told them what it was, like Second Freedom at the time, they were like, you're not going to make any money doing that. And I was like, it's not about the money. Like, what are you guys not understanding about the concept of Second Freedom? And that's where Olla Olla comes. Olla Olla is to fund Second Freedom. Because I understand that it's hard to get people to donate to a for passion. It's not a nonprofit because those are way more complicated, as my colleagues have mentioned. So they encourage me to make it a for-profit, but to raise the funds, have another business to sustain it, which is what Homeboys Industry also recommended to me. I actually I took a Greyhound and everything. Yeah, I did my research.
So wait, you met them?
Yes.
Oh, wow, that's crazy. You told them like, I researched you when I was 10 years old?
Yes.
Oh my God.
They gave me a private tour and everything. They were so happy, and they laid it out to me because I told them like, I'm struggling. Nonprofit, LLC, S Corp, B Corp, like what do I do? And the man sat me down, told me what was up, and he said, don't do nonprofit. And I was like, bet. And so then I had to do more research when I came back, and right now it's an LLC.
Wow. See, that's something we always talk about on the podcast, is that sometimes you have to have a job or wherever to fund something that you actually love.
Yes.
Like a lot of people don't understand that. Like you do have to do both. Like you're some people get lucky, you know, their passion, you can make money, but not all the time. You got to really have a second thing that funds it. You know what I'm saying? So damn, that's sick. So that's crazy that you went and you didn't tell them you were coming?
No, I didn't.
Oh my God, you're crazy.
It's because I got accepted for a competition, a business competition, and I was just so adamant. I'm like, I need to go see them before I compete. And so I went like a day before the competition. I literally almost missed the competition and everything. Wow. I arrived like right when I was supposed to present and everything.
What was the competition? Like, what do you have to do?
Called the Big Pitch. So the Center of Entrepreneurial and Innovation at Gateway Community College. They choose 10 people from one person to represent each community college. And at the time, again, I love careers, so I decided to go to Phoenix College and pursue a legal studies certificate after I dropped out of ASU. And I was doing 6 credits, and I saw the flyer in the business building. And I'm like, I'm going to apply. You only needed 3 credits to apply. And I got accepted to represent Phoenix College. And so, yeah, I didn't win. I was super discouraged, but they forced me to make my business plan. Since I was accepted, it was during our spring break. So we sacrificed our spring break, 10 of us. And they say it's the equivalent to a master's. Not necessarily master's in business business administration, but something master's in business. I can't remember exactly. And it was intense. Like this much that we went through of paperwork, like 30 mentors, aside from the personal mentor they gave you. And like my mind just exploded with information. And I'll thank them forever for that. Shout out to Patty and Tom from CEI.
Wow. So that's something that I don't think that we really talked about, is like there's a lot of people that, you know, have these passions or have these cool businesses or just have good food. But there's a lot of like business that you have to know how to do in order to keep it running. You can't just keep it running because you have good food.
Maybe. But I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like that's why people, you know, people close all the time.
Yes.
And like, you're like, what? They were so good.
Yes.
But it's just the business.
Correct.
So you have some of that from ASU or Phoenix College and all that in that background. So people could, have you, has anybody came to like get mentorship from you?
A lot of
I
people
feel like
do.
they should if they haven't.
I personally don't have the time, so
I bet.
I give them
true.
my 2 cents when I can. You know,
Yeah.
if they DM me, I'm more than happy to answer it. I always give people game like, this is where I learned all my info. Do it. In the future, I would definitely love to mentor people. I just don't feel like I have time right now. Like,
Yeah.
I wish I did.
I hear you. Who would you say is like your biggest mentor on this journey, even in your life?
I have several. I'm very blessed with multiple mentors.
Dang, that's fire.
One of them I can mention is Tony from Local Buzz. I would call him a mentor because he's constantly giving me like information, feedback, and like constructive criticism. Like what most people wouldn't tell you. Like he tells
those are
you
the best.
but he knows how to say it without making you cry, you know. Besides him, I did another competition, and it's called The Blocks, and that one we did place. We were most investable, and it was 80 businesses competing. I swear to God, when I showed up, you usually try to like, you know, see who's your competition and stuff. 60 out of the 80 people were my competition. Like, I was like, how am I going to beat these people? That's how good they were. Like,
Really?
everyone was on their A game. Like, I thought I was good. Like, no. And so I have a lot of mentors from that group. Like,
Oh, okay.
once I won, I reached out to multiple of them that I like was like super like, oh my gosh, I need to figure out how they do this. And so there's this girl named Joy that I met there. She has a business in Philadelphia. She's one of my mentors as well. And I really appreciate her. Like, she's been there for me anytime. Like, if I just need a call and vent, or it's like something legit. Like, for example, today I was having issues with my employees, and I was like, what do I do? And we're all in a group chat. There's like,
Oh, that's dope.
all 80 of us. Yeah. And like, I'm one of the youngest there. And so they really, really helped me out. And so I told them what was going on, and boom, like not even 5 minutes later, everybody told me what was up. And they all have like at least 5 or 10 years ahead of me in business.
So you're able to learn off their like mistakes, and they're just
Yes.
able to be like, "Hey, don't do this because
Yes.
I did this."
Yes.
Wow, damn. So you have like a leg up on a lot of people just because of those networks that you made.
Yes.
Wow. What advice would you give for somebody that's trying to make those type of networks and trying to get those type of mentors? Like, is there any advice you could give them?
I say don't mention hypotheticals, if I'm being honest. And by that I mean, I noticed that a lot of people make mistakes when seeking guidance and mentorship by just asking a hypothetical. They're not even showing them a proven thing yet. And they're like, oh, I need advice on how to open a business. Like, and like, it's all hypothetical. Because I'm like, oh, what is it? Well, I've tried this. So I'm like, no. What a big thing they taught us was build, measure, learn. You have to build something, then you have to measure it, and then you learn from it. And then that's when your business will start growing because you measured it. And a lot of people are just asking hypotheticals like, oh, so I started this skincare product, but I'm not selling it yet. And X, Y, and Z. And it's just like, so you're just asking this man a hypothetical by asking him for marketing strategies, but you don't even have an Instagram yet. So how are they going to help you, you know? So I say don't leave with hypotheticals, do your research, and you have to go put in the work first and then build, measure, learn, and then you can seek advice. Because I felt like I was wasting people's times. And then once I was able to build and measure and learn, I was no longer wasting no one's time. People were taking me so much more seriously because I had like proven things to show them. Like I was like, hey, look at this. Like there's a 20% like decrease here, like a 40% increase here. I'm like, I'm thinking about jumping this way. And then they're like, no. And then they'll just like break it down to me.
Wow. So it's like basically like Shark Tank. When those people that go to have, they're like, how much have you been selling? They're like, oh, we haven't started yet. They're pretty much like, I'm out.
Yes.
So that's like literally what it is. Like when those people come in that, you know, have the numbers, they've already built it, they have the numbers to measure it.
Yes.
Now they want someone to come in. That's who they go with. So that makes sense.
Yes.
Wow. Build, measure, learn.
Yes.
That's fire. Where did you learn that from?
From the blocks.
Oh.
They put so much stuff into our brain, dude. Like it was awesome. You should do it. I highly recommend.
So how did you learn about that?
Online. It came up on my Facebook.
Dude, you're just like, you're online.
I'm researching drugs.
That's
like
fire.
my algorithm is just
business.
It's nothing what the average person my age trust. Like hang out on my Facebook anytime.
Yeah. And so originally you were born in Cali?
Yes.
And then you moved over here
Yes.
when you were super young, right?
Yes.
How old were you when you came?
30 days.
30 days.
Yeah.
You know the exact days.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
They will never let me forget.
That's fire. Okay, so you're from Arizona. Do you claim as Arizona or do you still say I'm from Cali?
Yeah, I do say I'm from Cali.
Oh, heck no, bro. You got to say you're from Arizona.
It's because the people
30 days?
they've never accepted me here. Like, the minute I say I wasn't born here, they're like, nah. And I'm like, what? Like,
that's trauma.
Like,
I'm accepting you, all right? You're from Arizona. We want to claim you.
honestly, though, I've never felt more proud to be Arizonian until I opened the business.
Okay.
Because then I finally was able to, like, really immerse myself with people.
And you're offering something.
And, like, just, like, stop thinking about, like, California, Arizona, this and that. Because, like, I feel like we all struggle with identity sometimes.
For sure.
And I was like, nah, you know what? I'm Arizonian, like, but I still question it sometimes.
Still question it.
No.
That 30 days had a big effect on you. Do you still have a lot of family? Do you always go back and forth, or are you just here?
All our family's in Mexico. They're in Tijuana.
Oh, in Mexico. Oh, okay. Got you on the border. Got you.
I was just born in San Diego. I'm like, what? Like, exactly.
Just randomly.
Yeah.
But you just went to Mexico recently, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. What do you go out there just to hang out with family, or?
Depends. Work, friends, family, but most time work.
What do you do out there?
I get a lot of our stuff from there, like uniforms, flyers, stickers.
Wow.
Even like the sign that you see on the top, the plastic one, way cheaper over there.
Oh, so you just go over there for business?
Yes.
That's fire.
And food. Why not? Like, might as well.
Now, while that you're out there. So when did you you're at ASU, you got burnt out. You're understanding now that you have a passion that you love, which is Second Freedom, but you have something now that can possibly fund it. Was there something that made it seem like real? Did you start making money, or was it slow? Like, what did that look like? Second
Freedom was so difficult. It's, I think, like 2 years older than Olla Olla, if not 3.
Okay.
It was just so hard. It was all bootstrapped. It's definitely a grassroots, in my opinion. The people keep that alive. Like, I'll just go on and be like, all right, y'all. And I'll be like this for real. I'll be like, you already know what I'm going to say. We got 100 kids we got to help out. I need $6,000. $1 counts. Let's go.
Yeah.
Like, you could just look at Second Freedom and, like, that's just it. And, like, people do it. The people show up, and then, like, we're able to do what we're doing. And I just felt bad doing that for years, you know? Like, the people were cool with it, but I just was like, nah, like, we need to figure this out. Like, we need to figure out this crepe situation for sure. And then we did, thank goodness. And yeah, this is where
when
we
did you feel like you like figured it out? Because, you know, as entrepreneurs we tried everything.
Yes.
Like, we've sold everything.
Yes.
So, like, when did you actually figure out, like, oh, actually this could be something, not just another like crazy idea that I have? Because I'm sure you've had a lot of those.
Yeah.
Because I have, for sure.
No, definitely. I would have to say probably like a week into Olla Olla.
That's quick.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So what happened was I was doing Second Freedom. At the time, we were doing like a clean the street on Camelback, and we were also doing like drives and stuff. And I just got super depressed, dude. I'm being honest. Like, everything just went bad and then worse and then just kept getting worse. And I had to put Second Freedom on pause. You'll notice it if you go on my account. It's just like a pause, like, what's going on? And so what happened was my previous relationship, he had cheated on me with like 20 plus people.
Oh, no.
I knew 10 of them.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
This guy's crazy.
They still don't know I know, by the way. So if you're watching this,
That's
I know.
crazy. That's crazy.
And
so that affected you.
Yes. Like, I was super heartbroken. And I was just like, yo, like, what is going on, Linda? Like, what is going on? Like, I felt like I had so much going for me, and I always knew what I wanted to do in my life. And then this deterrence, I was just like, forget it. And I literally just stopped doing life. Like, I quit everything, and I just lived alone because we lived together in a house. And so I kicked him out, and I lived in that house alone for a year without telling anybody. And the issue was I was maxing out my credit cards, my savings.
Because you were staying inside.
Correct.
Oh, no.
And this is after COVID because it's 2020.
So
My bad.
Were you guys still together during COVID, like in that house?
2021, correct. Yes, we were.
Okay.
So it was 2021 after COVID. And people just assumed maybe I was one of those people who still wasn't ready to come out. Because in 2021, there were still some people inside, you know?
For sure, yeah.
And I just didn't tell anybody nothing. And nobody cared because everybody was trying to, like, figure out their life after COVID.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you kind of, like, fell into that group, too. Like, they're like, oh, she's just scared of COVID.
And so what happened was I literally laid in bed for so many days. I could not tell you what happened, what moment in my life I woke up, but I said, like, you know what, like, this is enough. I need help. Like, someone help me. I reached out to a friend. I told him I need a job immediately. He applied for me and everything. I literally had no energy to do it. Like, I had never seen myself like this. Anybody who knows me probably cannot imagine this at all. And he applied for me.
And nobody saw it, right?
Nobody saw it. I went to work. I got accepted because I always get accepted. And I got a Walmart warehouse job at the time.
Wow.
Nothing like what I usually do.
Yeah, I was gonna say kind of like starting like you just graduated from high school.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Before that I was a legal assistant, and before that I was working for like the Phoenix Police as well, and before that just district jobs, you know, for the city, all of those government jobs.
Yeah.
And I only lasted like 2 months because I got the job. I decided, like, you know what, I'm coming out. Let's get it going. I had gained weight. Like, everything just wasn't working. And so I was like, you know what, like, I'm going to go to LA. I have friends out there. I go. And the next thing you know, like, I ended up getting in LA.
Oh,
yes.
no.
Right when I, like, literally within the week that I decided to leave my house. So I was already 6 months locked in there. And it was the worst time of my life. Like, I could tell everybody that I don't even know what was going on. I didn't know who to call, what to do. But I figured it out all by myself. The case got dismissed, unfortunately. That's just the legal system. And I couldn't get no therapy because I wasn't living in California where it happened. They said because I lived in Arizona, I couldn't get any of the resources. Like, they'll give you wages, laws. They'll give you therapy. They'll give you cameras, like, you know, cameras so you feel safe in your house.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get any of that. And I was just like, what do we do? And they were trying. They were really trying, but it was just more discouraging than encouraging, in my opinion, because nothing ever worked. And so I just decided to quit my job again. And so I only lasted like a month and a half in that Walmart warehouse. They really, really tried to work with me. I told them the situation. I told them I had to go back and forth to LA. But I was like, no, this is too much. Because now everybody knew, like, all the leads, all the managers. And everybody's just like, oh, pobrecita. And I'm like, yeah, like, for real. I couldn't lock in anymore. I couldn't focus on any task. People had to tell me to do the same task like 4 to 5 times. And that's when I realized, like, something was really wrong. So I went back in my house, and I just stayed there until May. And then, so now it's a year. Now, basically, I've been in the house a year.
Yeah.
And so that's when I finally reached out again. I just remember one day, like, I was just looking outside of my window because there's trees there. And I was just like, what? Like, what's going on? Like, how is this happening? Like, why me? Like, for real, why me? And then one of the coworkers I met there at Walmart, I reached out to him. I'm like, yo, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm butt broke. Like, ya no tengo nada. Like, if I don't work today, I'm fucked tomorrow. Can you loan me $100? Like, I want to open up a crepe shop. I have a crepe machine there that I bought in 2019. Yeah. COVID happened, so I couldn't open the business. Like, let's do it. Like, I'm super down. And he's like, yeah, dude, like, $100? Like, I thought that was so much at the time. And he was just like here, dude.
Yeah.
Like, and so I was like, thank you. I'm going to pay you back. And he's like, do you need help? And I was like, yes.
Yeah. Low key.
And he helped me. So I opened up on June 3rd on the corner of my sister's house on 53rd Avenue in Camelback. I asked everybody for help. I asked him for the $100. I asked him to help me get to the store in my own car. So he drove me around. I only got enough for 40 crepes, like 2 hands of banana, 1 tub of Nutella, and like 8 cans of lechera. And because that's all that really get you, you know? And then I asked my dad for extension cords, my grandma for a table, and my sister at the time if I could post up in front of her house. And everybody said yes. Like, dude, I did not think I was going to get all those yes. I'm a person that gets a lot of no's. And so I had no other choice but to lock in. It was monsoon season.
Of course.
So
it always tests you, like, do you really want
like
this?
on my first day, I swear. Like, my grandma had loaned me her lona too. And so you know what happens on monsoon season. It's so windy. Lona flying, broke.
Oh no.
I got heat stroke. I threw up. I was like, no, we're gonna thug it out. Like, it's cool. I decided to open at 3 p.m. on June 3rd.
Damn.
Like, what was I thinking? You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
And yeah, we thugged it out. I sold 3 crepes. That was my first day ever.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, you had a lot of heart to do that, bro.
Yes.
Especially that day.
Yes.
But yeah, I did. I'm glad you brought that up because I read that actually in the Phoenix New Times that you went through that sexual assault situation, and I know a lot of people. It's way more common than I would like to admit. You know, it's such a hard thing. And the fact that you were able to bring it up now and talk about it on the Phoenix New Times, like, that's scary. I know a lot of people that go through things that I know personally and they'll never share just because it's hard.
Yes.
How did you build up the courage to even talk about that? Because obviously you did it legally, which is one thing, but to talk about it publicly, that's crazy. That's like really strong of you.
Yes.
How did you come to terms with that?
So unfortunately, on the night that I was, there was 3 of us that were by the same individual.
Oh no.
And that's what made me speak up, because they were a lot tinier than me, and I was like, fuck that, like, fuck him. And I was just like, nah, like, we got to do something about this. And so only 2 of us decided to speak, me and another girl. The other one was like, she thought it would interfere with her job.
Yeah,
exactly. And I was like, nah, girl, like, I got you, don't worry, like, you don't have to do this. Dude, it was awful. That's all I gotta say. They interview you for like 8 hours, and they're just blaming you the whole time. Like, what were you wearing? What did you drink? You sure you don't know him? You sure you didn't tempt him? Like, not asking you the necessary question. Literally how you see it in the movies is literally how they treat you, like shit. And after those horrendous 8 hours, keep in mind, you're not allowed to pee because they have to do the rape kit on you. They've already told me to hold my pee for a whole day. No shower, no pee. After this, they'll take you to the hospital for another 7 hours. And now, like, you know, it's just like part 2. At that point, you got to undress one by one, and then they got to test you, and then they're swabbing your mouth, your ear, your fingernails, like every part of your body. And then they have to interview you to say the same thing you already said to the cops, again, but not to the nurse. And it's just a terrible experience, in my opinion. Like, I don't know what happened in the, like, police department and in the health department, where there's, like, super desensitized to the situation. I did not feel any care, any love. Like, honestly, like, shout out to my homegirl that was there. She's my homegirl now, because that's the only reason I survived that.
Because you guys were together going through it.
Yes. And then after that, the worst part, in my opinion, is they'll give you pills to prevent, like, any possible, like, STDs or AIDS. And those are the worst, dude. Like, it's a pain that I cannot describe, which is why I speak up, because I don't want anybody to go through that.
Yeah.
Like, they felt really bad for me because I had to go back to Phoenix that same night. And legally, they had just passed a law that they can't give me the pills to take him in Phoenix. I had to take him in the hospital. And they were really trying to convince me to stay, but I was just over it. The only place where I could stay was where it happened. And so I was like, I'll just take him. I was like, it's okay. And so it was not okay. It was awful, dude. It was the worst drive to Phoenix in my life. Like, I was literally crying in a Denny's, like, praying to God, because I remember that shit. It was just so painful, dude. Like, the first part was painful, then the police was painful, the hospital was painful, and then the drive back was worse. And
you just don't want anyone else to go through that.
But I do appreciate the Phoenix Times for, like, highlighting our story, because I think it's very important.
It is.
It's very difficult to be a woman, in my opinion, and you just have to do what you got to do sometimes. And sometimes you have to speak up, or else people won't speak up. And people are going through these things every single day. And it really breaks my heart, which is why we do what we do here, dude. Yes,
I completely agree. And that's why I'm so happy that you're able to do that. Because like I said, it happens way more than people talk about. Because and I get it. The people that don't talk about it, I see why. Because sometimes it's their family. And they don't want to out their family, or sometimes it's a family. You know, it's always something that they don't want to shed light on, because it can affect their job. It can affect their family. It could affect. So the fact that you speak about it, it's really strong. Like, I really commend you for that. I don't want to talk too much about the, like, story of it and stuff like that. But is there anything that you can maybe offer to women to try and avoid that situation? Or was it just a situation that was unavoidable? Or
dude, it happened in my sleep. I think that was, like, the worst part of it all. You know what I mean? Yeah, I woke up to the situation and I was just boom, boom. But no, in all, like, I say just buddy, you know, always buddy system no matter what. Like, I drove to LA alone, you know. I was alone. And then I had to drive back alone after that happened. And then I had to drive back because I had just reported, and they're like, oh, come back. And it was a whole situation. But buddy system for sure. And if not, like, share your location with multiple people. Like, at least 18 of my fellow people have my location. Yeah. Just be smart. Just be so smart, you know. Like, I just don't go somewhere where you don't know people, you know. Like, make sure you know people. But at the end of the day, you know, the shit happens. Just pray. For real, pray and keep your head on a swivel for sure.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it happens so often. It's horrible that it's almost unavoidable sometimes. So that's why I wanted to ask if there's something, you know, that they could do. But yeah, buddy system. And it's funny because I make fun of my wife for the location thing, but it's just different for women. Like, I'm always like, why do you have, she has like 20 people that have her location. And I'm like, dude, why? But like, it's just different for women. Like, it's not the same. And I have a daughter. She's only 5 years old now, but I get emotional thinking about it because I'm scared, you know, like I'm really scared for her, and I will do anything obviously to protect her. But there's going to be a day where she goes into the world, you know, and it's tough that's even a thing. Like, it's so bad. Like, oh man, I can't even talk about it. Like, I don't even have words for it, but thank you so much for sharing. Like, that was, like I said, again, just so strong of you. And it's crazy to see that can happen. And then you could flip it around because you could have been stuck in those emotions and stuck in your house until you had no money, but you decided to turn that tragedy into a whole business. And now you're doing this. Like, I
know, it's crazy.
It's so crazy.
Honestly.
And now you have your husband too. Now, like, it's like night and day.
Yes.
So now we're in this place.
Yes.
So how long have you been in this spot now?
About to be a year. I believe in June or July.
A year in June. Okay.
Yeah,
and like as far as the business, what do you see you doing? Obviously, this is funding like your passion, but like, where what plans do you have for this business?
I have a lot of plans, if I'm being honest. But one of the next steps that we're looking at right now is we want to manufacture.
Oh, yes. So like frozen.
Yes, but I have been researching.
Of course you have. That only makes sense.
I'm right now in a inventive phase. I want to invent a syrup right now.
Oh.
Yes, I want to make a shelf-safe product so that I can bypass the whole freezer or fridge situation. And it could just sit on shelves. Yeah, so right now, it's not easy. What I'm saying is not easy. It could take a month or years, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Not everybody's able to invent something new.
For sure, yeah.
So that's what I'm doing, and if not, I'm definitely gonna push the frozen ready-to-eat crepes and sell them in, chains across America like Costco, Walmart.
Do you think that because I don't know about when you grew up, but like, you don't really have any culinary, background. Do you think that helps you or hurts you?
I don't know, honestly. I think it hurts me a bit. I didn't go to culinary school, but my grandma's the one who taught me how to cook every single day. And from there, like, I just pick up things here and there, like on Facebook, on YouTube University.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm currently trying to build a chef network because I feel like it's hurting me a bit right now.
Okay.
I feel like there's things I could perfect, and I don't know what it is. And that's why I'm searching for that network right now.
Okay. That makes sense. I think, from my perspective, I think it probably does hurt you a little bit, but I think it helps you in a lot of ways because you're not like close-minded, because you don't know. You're just like, let's try it,
No,
like,
dead ass. No, literally.
So
the other day I was like, Loki, I knew like you had to do all this shit. I would never have sold food.
Yeah, like, exactly.
If I had ever worked in food once, I think I would have thought about it.
Yeah, you probably would have been like, nah, I'm good. Yeah, that's true. Because you never worked any fast food or anything?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because, I used to work at Little Caesars, and I hate any type of like cooking or anything because that was like a nightmare, bro. So that might have helped you that you didn't get exposed to any of that.
That's true. Honestly, because I was super hyped. Like, even when the people were mean to me, I was just like smiling.
Yeah.
Because like I wasn't used to like that kind of customer service. I was always behind a laptop in my work.
Speaking of customer service, I'm glad you brought that up. I was gonna tell you, first of all, if you go on your reviews, there's so many paragraphs of like how much they love you guys and all this. So I was like, there has to be some bad. Good comes with the bad. So I found one like a few months ago, and it was a long paragraph of how they didn't have a good time, this and that. But why I wanted to bring it up is because there's a lot of businesses that try and not take accountability. They try and like explain, it's because we were this. But your response was, I'm so sorry. Please come back. We will make it right. We did not mean for this to happen. Like, you did not say, you didn't explain anything. You just like apologized. And I was like, wow, that was great. That was perfect.
Thank
you know what I mean? Like, Did anything come from that? Did they ever come back, or
They haven't yet.
they haven't? Okay.
To my knowledge.
That's your
for all I
knowledge.
know.
Yeah.
But no, I was just taught that from a young age. I used to be a cadet in the police program for
Okay.
like 5 years, and they always instilled on you no excuses. And so I carry that to my adulthood because I believe that. Like,
Yeah.
there's just really no excuses at the end of the day. You know, you kind of have to like own up to shit. And like, we're growing. We really are. It's kind of hard sometimes because like the way people try to come at us, but I just know people have bad days. And so we've gotten so much better at it. Like, I tell everybody if there's ever issues, just get me and I'll handle it.
Yeah.
Because it'll really kill your vibe, like the way people treat you sometimes. And
For sure.
I think we've grown so much that we don't get that anymore. I think
Ooh.
we fixed a lot of the things. I think the problem was we were understaffed. Our
Okay.
menu was 6 pages.
We talked about that. Yeah.
And I had a small space. I had a shared space. And so I think now that we're in a bigger space, I have more staff. I reduced my menu.
Just
everyone's-
less little stresses. Yeah, because those add up. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the only way you can grow is by measuring. And that was my way of measuring, and I'm learning from it.
Yeah, because when I seen that response, because it's impossible
Yes.
to have a growing business and not piss somebody off or not do it's just impossible. If you don't have anybody that had that bad experience yet, you just haven't had enough customers, you know, like it's gonna happen. So the way that you handled it, I was like, oh my gosh, that was so good, so perfect. And I hope they come back, and
Yes.
if you
please.
somehow see this, give them another chance. Like,
Yes.
because when I came here, obviously it's a little different because we had set it up, but like I said, the feeling in here was just like super welcoming, and it's just so open. And like, I think you guys are doing a great job at what you're doing. And like you said, you keep measuring.
Yes.
That's the part I think people maybe don't continue to do, is like once they find something that's working, they kind of just keep it at that. They don't
replicate it.
replicate it. Yeah, they don't measure what's going on and then learn from it. Yeah. That's going to be the name of this podcast. Those 3 things.
You should.
Yeah.
No. And it's exhausting, but you have to do it. Like, there's multiple all-nighters I spend to look at the stuff I'm measuring, because there's no time during the day for me to do it. So I just like, hey guys, I'm doing another all-nighter today, and I'm just gathering all the info we've gathered, and then I'm just like trying to break it all down, and
it's crazy doing things like that because you're not making money for that. That's like, it's gonna help you make future money, but you have to understand, like, that's not making you money.
Correct.
But you have to do it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the business mind. Yeah.
Yes.
Damn, that's crazy. But it is different like now with social media and stuff, because we were talking about it. A lot of people end up falling in love with you, even if your food does have to be at least good. Like, it can't be bad.
It's good, true.
But as long as it's at least good and they like you, they fall in love with you. And I feel like that's what's happening. Your guys' engagement on Instagram is so good. You guys are on TikTok. Everything that you guys have been on the news recently. So like, I feel like everybody's falling in love with you guys. Do you feel like that?
Yes. No, we get a lot of love. Like, there's people who've never met us, and they're excited to meet us.
Ah,
They're
that's
like, "I seen you."
cool.
They'll come all the way to the front. Like, I'm like 10 orders deep, a whole line of orders, and they're like, hi. And
Yeah.
I'm like, hi. And they're like, I've seen you. And like, I brought my man, or I brought my family. And now they want to chop it up. But people are genuinely like happy to come here. And like, that makes my night, dude. Like, I forget that I got all this shit to do. And I'm like, this is why we do it.
Yeah.
Like, they're proving that we're working like correctly. You know, our product is working, the space is working, and I'm just like, oh, thank goodness, thank goodness.
Yeah, I had Hector on with Don Hector Tacos, and they have a similar story where they never made tacos before they started.
No way.
Like, they literally never made tacos, and that's like kind of like yours.
Yes,
you didn't
yes,
make
yes.
crepes before, but
Yes.
it just somehow worked. And then the
Yes.
social media comes with it, and you're just like a nice person. So I feel like it all kind of ties in. Obviously, I mean, it could be not dessert too, right?
Correct.
So it could be breakfast too. But
Yes.
do you think you're a dessert business, or what would you call it?
I say dessert business.
Dessert? Okay.
But people come all hours.
Okay, they come whenever. It don't even matter.
People want me to open earlier. I'm working on it, please.
But I bring that up because I wanted to ask: is there maybe 2 places you can think of locally that you really like maybe a staple and maybe one upcoming like dessert place, or even a pop up? Like, if you go to, can you think of any?
My husband and I love cheesecake.
Oh,
We go to this place called, I don't even know how to pronounce it. I think it's Bahamia's Cheesecakes.
Okay.
Bahamia's? Like Baham something.
okay.
Bomb.
cheesecake.
They perfected it. Like,
do they have a spot or is it like a
spot.
pop-up?
Yeah.
Oh, where's that at?
I don't even know. It's in the east side.
Okay, somewhere.
Yeah.
We look it up.
Yes.
Okay, so that's a good one. Because I'd be wanting to go hit dessert spots, but I don't know any. Like, this is like new to me. You know? So that's dope. Do you have another one?
I think everybody should try out Scoopers. I don't know if you've heard of.
They pop up in front of Don Hector.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, they do.
They go
right?
everywhere. Yeah.
Okay, bro, it's down the street from my house, and I still haven't tried it.
Sir.
It's good.
Mazapan. Ask for it.
Because they make their own ice cream, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So those are two dope dessert spots. I see. And now, if you guys haven't tried here, come out here too. What would you say is like the thing to order if you come here?
Definitely start with a classic. I feel like people get overwhelmed because our menu is very diverse.
Yeah, you have a lot of toppings and fruits and
just like crazy things going on. Start with a classic, but if you're down, surprise me. If you're down.
You have that?
Yes.
Oh,
if you're down.
That's crazy.
Because I love it when people give me creativity freedom. Because like there's so many things I want to put on the menu, but I know I can't because it'll be too long. So then I get to do it when people order to surprise me.
You're like, I've been thinking about this.
Yes.
Let me make this real quick. That's pretty cool. What would you say is like the craziest thing that you've done here?
Oh my goodness.
Because the pizza one is kind of crazy.
There's a lot of crazy stuff, honestly. I think what people consider crazy is the hot Cheeto crepe. Yeah.
Hot Cheeto crepe?
It was good. No, once you order it, people like want it again, but nobody was convinced enough to order it enough. So I was like, gotta go. But hot Cheeto crepe was bomb.
Wait, what is on that?
It was cream cheese Philadelphia, and then hot Cheetos, and then nacho cheese on top.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's
hard to think about it.
But it was good.
But it's good. I had my whole team taste it. I needed honest reviews. I'm like, I'm not gonna put this on my menu, and like none of us like it. But all three of us were like, hell yeah. And I was like, okay, let's do it.
But you just had to. You
not
didn't have enough
ordered.
pages.
There's not enough risk takers here. Like, come on, you guys.
I feel that. I don't think I would be down. My stomach is not ready for that. That's kind of crazy. So let's talk about. You said you have water.
Yes.
Something coming up. Talk about that.
Yeah, we have a water drive coming up.
Water drive.
Yes. So since we are on Van Buren, we like to give back to this neighborhood.
Okay.
There's a lot of people experiencing homelessness all along here, and we like to go back to our own neighborhoods. So I like to go back to Glendale, Maryville, and Jose likes to go back to the east side. Okay. And so we hit all those spots within like however many donations, and usually we get a lot. So it takes us 2 to 3 days to literally like give out all those donations. So we have a water drive, y'all. Please. Anything counts, even 50 cents, $1. Water cases are not that expensive. So our goal is to get 2,000 water bottles and pass them out.
Okay.
And it's going to be going on from April, May, June. Those 3 months.
April, May, and June.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So yeah, if you guys come out, do you want them to bring cases of water or do you want them to donate?
Yeah,
both?
anything. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, if you guys, that's easy. Just bring a case of water.
Yes.
Yeah. Next time you guys stop in, that'll be fire. So you guys are gonna just hand all those. Have you guys done that before?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. And what else? What's new? Like you have events going on here, right? Do you have anything coming up with events?
Yes. There's always live music going on. The next one I believe is April 5th by On Shuffle. And that's going to be cool. I think it's indie music, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
wait, so there's going to be a show or something?
Yeah.
That's fire. And back there or in here?
I don't remember. I think he wanted it in here. They get to decide. Yeah, there's
Dude,
like tiers.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I definitely love the space. So we got to talk about doing something in here too.
Yes, anytime.
It's super fire in
anytime.
Here. There's so much space like to do stuff, and even you have a little back area too. What's a recent event that you guys did? You did something in here, right?
Yes. We do a lot of things here, but one of the most recent ones I think would be the Zapatista doll making.
Oh.
So we had a local community member, Raymond from Funner Productions, come and teach about like 20, 30 people how to make a Zapatista doll. Yeah.
That's pretty
sick. Cool. Like unheard of in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like I'm blessed to be able to like have space for people to do stuff like that here. And so we do everything here. Like we've had art shows, fashion shows, like everything, like music, hard rock, night markets, morning markets, benefit shows, fundraisers. You can fundraise here. Like if you're an organization, you want to fundraise, we can do it the way Chipotle does it. We give you a percentage of the sales for the day. We do that here too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we partner with like local organizations at ASU as well.
That's that business side.
Yes,
that business side. Dude, you guys are killing it. I love to see this in the city. And like I said, you guys are in a tough area.
Yes.
So the fact that you guys are trying to change that, it's up to us to come so that we can help you with changing that. So that's definitely why I wanted to stop in. The last question I wanted to ask, we kind of hit on it a lot, really, but we like to ask, why do you do what you do? There's a lot of stuff going on in this community, and you could have chose somewhere that's not as tough, you know, but you chose right here. So why do you do it?
So I grew up where I told you on 61st and Camelback, and 21st and Camelback is where my parents have their businesses. I was always there. Like, I always wanted to be there. And it's a rough neighborhood there. I don't know if y'all ever been there, but you see violence every day. Like, you can't even walk to the liquor store, which is a block. Like, I've had homies, like, jumped and they broke his jaw kind of situation over his hat. And I was just like, no, like, this is not okay. And that's why when I was 10, I researched that. Because I remember seeing this little kid, like, hide in the store. And he was like, can you hide me? And I was like, nah, bro. Like, I don't know who's after you. And, yeah, dude, I remember seeing him get beat up. Like, it was awful, dude. Like, we let him hide and everything. But how long was I supposed to let him hide there? He was there for, like, a good hour. And then he left. He thought everything was good. He crossed the street. And, boom, they got him. And that's when I knew, like, no, we have to do something about this. Like, why is there so much violence in these neighborhoods? Like, why is there a little kid, like, hiding under here? Like, what is going on? And that's when I knew, like, when I get older, like, this is what I'm going to do. I need to help people, like, reduce recidivism because it's affecting our people the most. It affects black people, brown people. We're the most affected. Like, the system, unfortunately, wasn't really made for us. So I want to be there for when they get out. Like, hey, this is where you can go. Like, if you need clothes, you need interview help, resume help, we got you. Educational resources, we can connect you with people we've already, like, collaborated with. And if we don't have the answers, we're going to research and we're going to find it for you. And that's what we're doing. And I can't wait to see where we're at in 5 years from now. And I can't wait to see how everything flourishes. And I'm so proud. It has worked. I have seen people recover. I have seen people not go back to prison. I've seen people become better than they were before. And it's beautiful. And I'm going to continue doing it every single day.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being a part of this community and just doing all these dope things. Like I said, you could just use your business degrees or your business connections to do something else, but you're really passionate about the community, and I love to see that. And you're from Arizona, all right? You're from Arizona. But shout out to your Instagram before we get out of here and where they can follow you, all that kind of stuff.
Yes. Yeah. Please follow us. Join the family. Olla Olla, OLLA, crepes, CREPES. That's how they spell it in France. We're on TikTok, Facebook, Local Buzz, Instagram, and that's it. And you can find me on LinkedIn if you want. Lindell San Juanero.
Business again.
Yeah.
Back to the business. But yeah, thank you so much for having us again. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. We are on our way to 500 subscribers on YouTube, so please subscribe. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Instagram. So yeah, we're out. Peace.